All right. So welcome everybody. God bless you. This is an outstanding Zoom we're going to have tonight. And this one is going to go over a whole lot of new resources that we have for Canada, for the UK, for all of America, and some stuff that's even listed states individually. It's going to talk about new grants, new loans, more about foundations and all kinds of things that's coming up. You guys know about the book Country Living, just about everything, including God, more than a guidebook. That's actually the name and the subtitle. That's a big book, but it's got a lot of resources in there, a lot of things that's there. But we put together even more through the grace of God because through my background of investigations and then what God wants us to know and Ellen G. White. I mean, we got so much that we've compiled a lot of things together and we titled it all To the Country and Live. So you'll get some pamphlets on To the Country and Live. And then there's a major, and you're going to get this piece on To the Country and Live tonight. And then there's a major new book that's coming out To the Country and Live that will be, through the grace of God, unmatched with resources and literal roadmaps, almost like you pick it up and it is like you pick it up and it says turn left here. It literally has roadmaps on how you yourself, being a novice or a beginner or first time person, can actually walk yourself through getting a grant. You're also going to see examples of grants and how they're written, or proposals to a foundation and how they're written. A foundation are companies that literally give money. Like I always use like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, or Kellogg and different places like that. You got foundations that actually give money. You're going to actually have proposals on how to apply for that. Whether you drive, I see a brother driving a truck there. My brother, how's it going, brother Ronald? So just like Ronald driving that truck, brother Banks driving that truck, and he want to have 10 trucks to have food to move across the country, he can apply for these grants to do that. And there's lots of foundations for that as well. You guys, if you got 10 acres, 5 acres, 2 acres, you got 1 acre where you're just feeding the ducks, the geese, or the birds. There's grant money available for that. That money those monies come to help sustain you and that work you're working on. You can even get more grants for certain things, there for multiple grants for the same thing from different foundations. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. But before we do that, I'm waiting on our brother Jason to come in so we can start that interview. So let me know as soon as he pops in the door, because I want to bring this PowerPoint up. Anybody got any questions? I was unable to call a lot of you back because I got that many people calling and I had a lot of work to do to get you guys going. But I would love to get 1 or 2 more questions while we wait on Jason. And Jason, as soon as he gets in, you guys let me know so that we could get started. So anybody got any questions for me that I was not able to call you back yet? Please forgive me. I promise you I'm getting to you because my wife is on me. You got a lot of calls. A lot of calls I got to make. So anybody? Any questions? Go ahead. You mean I got 80 some people on here? Nobody got a question for me? Okie dokie. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to verify Jason. And if he's not ready yet, then we're going to go ahead and start this presentation. And then I think you'll have some questions.
Yes, I
Let's
actually
see.
do have a question.
Okay, tell me your name.
It's Melissa again.
Hey,
I had requested one of your free products on the website, and
mhm.
the download link is still not working. It's the
um,
checklist. Um,
Again, did you make the $10,000 deposit? Because that free stuff, no, I'll get you again. You like, what?
it's
Which link is that so we can verify that?
to the country and live checklist. So when I click on it, it's the resource kit, not the checklist that shows up.
Okay, then we'll check that out and get that squared away for you. Okay. So when you
Okay.
click on the To the Country and Live, it's showing the resource. It's showing the resource kit.
Yes.
Okay. And is the resource kit free? Did that actually download?
Yeah, it is free as well.
That's not the okay. All right. So I'm saying because To the Country and Live is one of our resource kits.
There's it says to the country and live checklist price $0, and there's also another link for the resource kit,
I
and the
get you.
icon for that is to the country and live. So it looks like it should be two different things.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get on that. Thank you for that. We'll definitely check that out.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you. Make sure you get it. Well, this is going to be a super addendum to that, and you'll have this whole video very shortly. Anyone else?
Of course, there's somebody else, Kevin. I'm here to base you, man.
Now, look, I told you I could get to you, but I'm to you now. I got you. That's that deep voice, y'all. I'm in trouble now. When they call, I say, "Don't base me," because that's what his wife tells him because he used that deep voice. How are you, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good. We were in the mountains this weekend,
Or I'm at now.
looking around at some places, but I think we may not go to the mountains because most of the property you get in that area, um, I think 75% of it is unusable because it drops off. We were in Boone in that
Okay.
area, and we did several hundred miles on Friday and on Sunday looking for property. So
Ha
what I
ha.
need from you personally is when you get a chance, you're gonna have to show me some of the tricks of getting a trailer to live in because I think we're gonna go for acreage, for some flat acreage, and then when my knee is right, either we'll get a home put on it or I'll start building because I'm an ex-contractor, so
Yes, sir. I'm happy. I'm saying ha ha at you, by the way. That is a ha ha coming to you because I told you. I told you. And your brother said, y'all need to move to Wisconsin.
you still trying to get us to that freezing cold snow.
We flat land. Matter of fact, what a blessing today. Our neighbor came down yesterday, actually, and he saw because we got 8 acres, and we were just talking because when I moved here, he said, "I heard you were a minister or a pastor or something," and we've been talking. He says, "We live it in the last 6,000 years." He came by yesterday. He says, "I can cut that back forestry for you." Came by. He said, "My John Deere, get there." He came by with that John Deere. He made 2 passes. He said, "Nope," and he took off. Right. Today he showed up in his big tractor with the giant lawnmower on the back and went back through our forestry and opened up
Wow.
our 8 acres. No, what charges? We couldn't pay him a dime. I couldn't put a dime in his pocket. Our God is awesome.
Wow. That's
Our
amazing,
God.
man.
And I
That's
gave him a
amazing.
copy of our new book, of our book, and it talks about he was telling me about the apostasy in the church, and I gave him a copy of this book that we and it's so outstanding. It's going to bless him, because he was telling me he's got a good friend that he listens to, right, and his friend is a priest, and his friend says, "I don't know who his friend's a Catholic priest." He say, "I don't know who the little horn is. I think it's Donald Trump." I'm like, "That's
Uh-oh.
right. He knows who the little horn is."
That's funny. That
What
is
a
funny.
blessing.
So
So
I'll
yes.
call you. I'm gonna call you the beginning of next week, and we can talk about that because I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We're still
Call me
looking.
tomorrow, please. Call me first thing tomorrow, if you don't mind.
Well,
If you get a
my
chance.
wife's birthday was yesterday,
Okay.
and it's extending all the way to the weekend.
Oh my goodness, she's spoiled.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
she's spoiled. She's riding. She riding. If she was a tomato, she'd
I
be
got to
orange and
take
Praise
her.
green.
God. Praise
I got to
God.
take her and get her a massage tomorrow.
No, never mind. Too much information. God bless
Oh, I
you. All
know
right.
it's gonna get you in trouble. That's why.
Yeah. My goodness. God bless you. So listen, everybody, thank you. I'll be able to get to your question in a little bit, but right now we got our brother here. Our brother Jason Labrador is here, and Jason is our. There are people inside connection with great real estate. So right now I'm going to get at him, and we're going to welcome you, Jason. Go ahead before I get started on my interview, because I want this interview I got for you. We want this to be awesome. Say something.
Yeah, greetings everyone. So my name is Jason Labrador. I'm a real estate agent here in Georgia area, but I really try to help people nationwide um, make their move out of the city into the country. And a lot of the mystery behind that is just taking those steps that you need to take, and not many people know where to begin, know where to start, know where to get funding from, know where to get help of any kind. And so I want to be there to kind of be that educator and also connect them with the resources that they need to have. So in order to make the move. So that's what I do. I work with Michael Carr and Associates, my broker, and specifically around the Athens area is where I am. But again, nationwide, service all of Georgia as well.
Thank you, my brother. It's good to see you. So listen, I got several people on the line that I'm gonna step into their place for a minute, and then we get time. I'll let them do it themselves. But one young lady is out of Texas. She's 70 years old. Her husband left her, and it's been 8 years now. They own property in Texas, and she did not know. She's saying she can't sell that property, but the husband doesn't want to sell it. Texas, I think if you know a little bit about Texas, it's a 50-50 state, and she should be able to take him to court through civil and get that land going. But she needs help with getting to the country. Plus, she suffered a stroke and a half. And so, but God is healing her right now, and she needs help. And so, what do you have for her in Texas? Can she sell that property? And then, if not, what's her next move?
Yeah, so depending on how it's owned, like if it's a rights of survivorship, for example, um, so she could sell her portion or her interest potentially. You
Correct.
know, so that might be something to potentially look into.
Sure.
Of course, when dealing with issues like this, lawyers might be involved and so forth, and so you want to be consulting an attorney as well. But that's one of the first things that come to my mind.
Thank you. That's what I told her. That's a civil issue, and because he's been gone 8 years, he left with a younger woman. The situation like that, God got you, my sister. You're covered. You should consult your attorney and jump right on that. Okay, Jason. Also, I'm a first-time buyer. I'm first-time home buyer. I'm self-employed. But I can show that I actually make money. And then I also want to know what kind of first-time buyer grants and help and assistance is there for me.
Yeah, so as a first-time home buyer, one of the things is obviously financing, right? You want to try to qualify for financing to get into a home and so forth. And what they do want to see an income of some type when you're getting that qualification. So you want to have whatever it may be, even if it's odd jobs and so forth, all that is income that you could actually report to them. But as long as it's steady income, that something that, because you got to remember, the mortgage process works like this. You have banks and they're going to loan you a lot of money on your property, right? But that bank is backed up by things like entities like Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. They purchase that money. They provide liquidity to the banks at a lower interest rate. So really, the bank is making its money off the spread, the difference in the spread that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac may charge, and what they charge. That's their bread and butter right there. That's what they're making money off of, and they make a lot of money. And so they can continually repeat, lend money nonstop, even if it was like a small bank with, like, let's just be fictitious about it, but if it had like 300,000 total in its whole account, they could continually loan out that 300,000 because they're going to get paid back from Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
Pretty much. So they guarantee.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so you can help me with that if I had your number, correct?
Yeah, ultimately, I can connect you with a lender that will be able to help you.
That's what people want to know.
The mortgage area is not my forte. It's like I'm not an expert on that part, but I can get you to people that will be able to educate you, and
Okay.
it doesn't mean you have to get a loan with them or anything. You could just pick their brain.
All right. So now I got a house for sale, but I never had it appraised. What do you recommend? When I say me, you all, I'm speaking as some of the clients that actually ask those questions that are here. Oh, by the way,
You had what for sale? Say it one more time.
they got property for sale. Some people have not had it appraised. Would you recommend they have it appraised first, or just guesstimate a price?
There's some benefits to getting an appraisal first. Ultimately, when somebody is going to buy the property, they're going to get it. The bank, the lender who's going to be financing that purchase is going to get it appraised. That's a guarantee. They're going to get their own appraisal. If you think the property is worth a certain amount, getting it appraised in advance will allow you to kind of take that to the appraiser in case he has a different opinion. So if his opinion is of a lower value, for example, you can go to that appraiser, say, listen, this is what I have, from my appraiser, and he may adjust it, to match what that appraisal is. So that would be the benefit of doing it. It's absolutely not mandatory. Most people actually don't do that. They just go through the process. They come up with the comps that the agent may provide them, and then the appraiser will come in there. And you just keep in mind, the appraiser, what he's doing is he's giving you a value, but it's still an opinion, but it's a more authorized opinion because he's going through a more diligent, methodical process. The value of a home is always going to be worth what somebody's willing to buy it at the end of the day. So just keep that in mind. Right now we're in a very slow market. We're actually in a buyer market with no buyers. So that just means that things are slowing down, have slowed down a lot, and the all the negotiation leverage is in your court, really, when you're in going to purchase a property. It's not really in the seller's court right now. But a lot of sellers are still thinking the house is valued more than it's actually worth, and the reality is a lot of buyers are not willing to pay those prices right now. And so, however, there's a lot of pressure to lower interest rates down. And so if that happens, there's a lot of pent up buying demand that could potentially, uh, bring us back into a seller's market again, potentially.
God is awesome. Now, next question. Do you have some properties for sale that you could show us that's ready to go?
Well, not in the country, but I have some properties that are in the country. If you're interested, I'll be happy to
You,
help you with those.
you know
So
we're interested in the country. We're country people.
sounds good. Let me pull it up.
So Jason, make sure your number is in the chat. Make sure they have a way to reach you. People want to know how to reach you. And Jason Labrador, you all does help people, even no matter what state you in. He has connections around the world, around the country here, and can assist you. He's SDA. He's our brother, and he has help for you. So please take advantage of driving him crazy. And hit him up for any information, anything that you need. So he has some things he's going to show us, a couple of houses, and then he has to get out of here and get busy because he did tell me that earlier. And then we'll start this other presentation.
All right, sounds good. Give me
Do I
just
need
a
to give you the share screen?
I probably need host access, but
Um,
I'm just pulling some of these up. I literally had a full day today, so when I got
having too
on,
much
I
fun.
didn't get to get everything prepared in advance like I wanted to, but that's
So we want
life
so
sometimes.
that's okay. That's it. If you don't, we make a date for you. Either way, you're gonna this is home now. So we'll have something here. So
Praise
you
the
got
Lord.
anybody got a question for him real quick while he pulls that up? Put your hand up, please. And then I get somebody here to access. I got to get you access. Where I see Cynthia Wright.
Hey, Jason, I have a question. Are you licensed in Tennessee? I'm actually on the state line of Georgia and Tennessee, up near Chattanooga.
Yeah, I'm only licensed in Georgia. However, as I
Uh-huh.
was mentioning before, I can connect you with people in my network in Tennessee, like in Tennessee, for example. So yeah, so absolutely I can help out in there. So don't hesitate to contact me, and then I'll connect you with somebody that's going to be like-minded and be able to help you get to where you
Okay,
need to be. So
thank you. Yeah, I've
yeah,
already been pre-approved. I just need a realtor. Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks.
And
Uh,
I'll put my information, like my brother said, in the chat once I
in the
get
chat.
it situated here.
Okay, Candace. Or was that Candace?
Hey, Kevin.
How are you?
Hi, everyone. Jason, I wanted to know, what about Wisconsin? Can you, do you have, or do you see any property for sale in like Rusk, Wisconsin?
I'm in Wisconsin.
I know, Kevin. You know, I know.
I got property in Wisconsin here to show you.
There
I
you
know,
go.
but he was pulling up stuff now, so I was trying to see what he can pull up and show.
Go to Rusk County, R-U-S-K, Rusk County, Wisconsin. Rusk County, Wisconsin. Is up north, is right next
Got
to
you,
state,
Kevin.
Rusk County. Go to realtor.com, go to Rusk County, Wisconsin.
All
Yep.
right, tell your beautiful wife hello.
Beautiful wife, she said hello. She said hello, Candace. Look, I'm hollering. God bless you. We got you,
Thank
sister.
you. All
Yes,
right, thank you.
not a problem. Teresa,
Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm asking how can I go about checking out, I guess those like the freight cars? I know they have tiny homes and all these other things, but how would I go about getting resources or information on how to buy one of those little freight
Containers. I got you. I'll take care of that in a little bit. I'll take care of
Thank
that shortly.
you.
I got you. Okay. And then this last one, then we let Jason go, and then we're going to get to our presentation. I got you, Teresa. I'll talk about that in a bit. And then MC.
Hi, it's Melissa. I was wondering,
Hey, Melissa.
do you know, Jason, thank you for coming on. Do you happen to know of any companies that are currently buying houses that are near to the city?
companies that are buying houses? You're talking about companies that are willing to commit to buying your home at whatever price they determine in order.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of companies that do that, like Open Doors, one. There's some agencies like Mark Spain, for example, that will make offers on your home and and buy it. But usually this comes at a discounted price. You were looking at a specific location. Which part? I'm sorry, I
Like Henry County.
got it. Yeah. Henry County, that's where's that geographically?
It's out of Atlanta.
South. Oh, okay, gotcha, got it. Yeah, so Mark Spain for sure, and Open Door. There's another one called Up Equity. These are firms that will make an offer on your property. There's like Up Equity that have contingencies. Kind of got to read the small print because it could cost you more than you actually want it to be. But yeah, those are a couple that I have in mind. But yeah, just keep in mind that they do try to lowball significantly, and so just be aware of that.
See, Jason, we actually took advantage of to use that because people kept sending us letters. They want to buy our house and they saw our house listed. So the guy came out and when he saw our house, he says, well, I know you're not going to accept our offer. And sure enough, my wife said, just do it just for the fun of it. And we knew our house would have praised, our house was praised at 300. But they offered us something like 170 or 150 or something. And they do that just like what you said. So the only reason they buy your house is so they can make a profit. So they're going to lowball you tremendously. But if you have a house for sale, my sister, just do it. Just list it. Just list it at the price you want for it. And again, house is worth what a person's willing to pay. So it won't be hard to sell because if it's nice enough, people make offers on it. Best offer, you accept it, you got it. And just use a title company. You can sell it yourself as well. Just use a title company. Title company works on both your parts. It'll make sure that person who's buying it has the money and everything that's there for him and make sure that there's no liens and stuff on the title. It verifies to you the money's there and everything's legitimate on their end. And you can sell that property yourself and make a lot more money. So you'll be giving away anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 or more when you use companies like that. And I think Jason agreed with that.
Yeah, for sure. And you also got to evaluate whether using somebody like myself is worth its weight in salt. Sometimes using an agent will cut a lot of the out a lot of the burden that you might experience with contracts, working with lenders, working with the closing attorneys and so forth. And making sure everything is done properly and that nobody's trying to take advantage, basically. Because if you get into a negotiation, let's say with a buyer, let's say you're the seller, you at least got 2 against 1, because you're going to have their agent and their, who's like who may or may not have some experience with negotiations, depending on how experienced they are. And then you might also have a savvy buyer as well. So same thing on the other end with sellers. So just keep that in mind. But I always encourage just do what you're comfortable with. Some people are very comfortable with selling by themselves and not using an agent. And it's perfectly well to do as well. But just evaluate that, and a good agent will give you the most for your money. Will get the most money for you. So that's
just call Jason. Just call Jason. Jason will match you up with somebody that's in the area. Just call Jason. Just call Jason. Thank you, my brother. Jason, I won't keep you if you got to go. We're going to get this presentation started, but if you list your address, list your information there, and then have a way that they can view some properties that you do have for sale, because I know you got about 6 or 7 that's ready to go right now. And you got, so that'll bless somebody. So put your information there. You guys, please reach out to Jason. Jason, anything else final before I go through this? I got an awesome presentation I want to get to you guys as well.
Yeah, so I'll let you get to the presentation. There are some properties. I'll link them in the chat before I drop off, and then you guys can consider if that's something you want. So and look them over.
Thank you,
All
my
right.
brother. God bless you. Anything you need, brother, reach out to me. You know that. And then be ready for 2 more weeks, because we're gonna have to speed this up with pretty soon, probably be going weekly, because people need information. We need to get people moving now. So I'm gonna
Yes.
and
Amen.
so you got tons of resources. So reach out to Jason. His number is there, his website is there. Now you guys got your very own real estate man and a good brother. God bless you, brother. Thank you for your time. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we want to thank Jason. Let's see here. And then let's go ahead and get this up. Let me know if you guys can see my screen here. Can you guys see my screen or not yet? Okay, hold on a minute. Let's see. Let's get
Not yet.
almost. Yep, we got to disable this just for a minute. Give me a minute. So while that's being worked on, the team's working on that. They'll let me know when to go. And then I'm getting ready to give you guys some presentations. So get your ink pens ready, get your tablet ready, because I'm going to try to go through this whole presentation before I take questions, because there's going to be a lot of resources here. And then if we got time left, I want to take a few questions. But we're also, this Zoom, you'll be able to also watch it and slow it down. Okay. So I'm going to go through it because I got a lot that's here that I want you guys to witness. Because someone talked about Jamaica and the islands in Canada and things like that. So we got a lot there. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to share the screen here. And let's bring up this presentation. Let's do that again. All right. Now, can you see the screen? You still can't see the screen. Let me minimize this. Let me choose right here. All right. There I am now. All right. Let's go into... from the beginning, presentation mode. Can you guys see my screen okay now? Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, team. Thank you. All right, let me move this little icon out of the way. We're getting ready to get busy. So there are people ministries. First, thank our team, because we're just working hard to put things together for you guys. So anything you guys need, there are people in need in God that can help. Our God is really putting together some awesome things for us. But this is an urban rural roadmap that we put together. So we know that Babylon is falling, and we're going to keep talking about that. We're going to keep harping on you guys, because you don't have a lot of time to get out of the city. So out of the city into the countries is what Ellen G. Wright tells us. Moral decline. There's so much happening now. In the news yesterday, it was talking about a UFO crashed. This is an actual news talking about UFO crash. And now they're talking about doing things in the sky, and things are starting to appear, and fire from heaven and all this. These things are happening. We got to get out of the cities. We got to leave the cities, okay? So there's a lot that we want to do. So our goal is to have be debt light or debt-free living, self-sufficiency, and also when you're on your way out of the city and getting to the country, that you want to be able to help others. You want to be able to help others. Keep that in mind, because there are people in need, and we got to take care of God's people. Okay, so let's put together an immediate 7-day sprint. So we can, this is just some things that'll get you going, hopefully set a little fire in your stove there to get things going for you. Okay, so day 1, day 2, we want to purge. We want to get rid of things that we don't need. So as we take an inventory of what we have, what do we think we need, what you need, mark it, put it somewhere, and take it from there. If you don't need it, get rid of it. Donate it or sell it. Donate it or sell it. Your donations is a blessing for other people. And God's going to bless you when you bless. When you bless others, bless his people. So donate it or sell it. Not everybody in the city is going to be able to move to the country. So there's going to be people that stay in the city, and they're going to need something or resources. So donating it to them or selling it to them at a reduced price is outstanding. That little money you get goes a lot further in the country. Okay. So secure vital records. Get everything you need while you're in the city. Go to your city hall or your counties of records or whatever. Get copies of your birth certificates for you, your baby, your mom, whatever certificates and stuff you need. Titles, copies of your houses, insurance policies. Get all your vital records and stuff together so that you have copies of all these titles, all these deeds. A copy for all the titles for your cars. Sometimes you may not know where they are. Make sure all those things is up to date. What this is doing is getting everything you need to get out of the city, so that you don't have to make a whole bunch of trips back, if that makes sense. So go ahead and get all those things going. So do that between day 1 and day 2. So make notes of this. Day 3 is pull credit reports. Annual credit reports are key, okay? And dispute errors that's on there. talk to Sister Kay and Brother Devontae. As she just said, they're busy right now. They're getting a lot of calls, especially after the baptism that we had, the revival that we've had. But talk to them. Okay, so have your credit report handy. Get fresh copies of that, and they're going to show you how you can dispute a lot of these errors yourself to get those things off of there. Because most of the things that's written in your credit report, or just about everything that's written in your credit report, is put there by error in the first place, because those companies are not authorized to do that. So you want to do that. So pull that. That's going to be key. Day 4, order a home appraisal. Order a home appraisal. Know what the value of your home is. It's very key and very important that you order a home appraisal. However, your home can sell as high as you want it to, not necessarily as high as you want it to, but you can list it as high as you want it to, but find out what the buyer wants to pay. So if there's a market for buyers right now, and they all say, I want that particular home, then you got a little leveraging there, and you can go with the highest bidder. So the home may only appraise at 240 or 340 or 350, but because there's 2 to 3 buyers that want that home, that creates a bidding war. So you need to have an appraisal to know where you want to put that market, or where you want to put that home at. And if you feel that home's even more valuable than that, you can list it a little higher and just wait. Even somebody's going to talk you down a little bit, and know that whatever price you listed at, they're going to come at you to talk you down. So, but order that home appraisal like immediately. Okay, get rental, how to get rental or move out plans. Get your rental or move out plans. Get your move out plans together. Start pricing moving options. I'm going to give you some companies that will assist you with moving. Start pricing these moving options to get your stuff out. If it's got to go in storage, get it in storage. So I'm just throwing stuff your way. Day 5, open a relocation, checking, set budget, and emergency funding. So open. So a relocation. I'm getting ready to move. I'm going to be somewhere else. So now you may need to get a PO box. You may need to start getting ready to cancel a lot of the stuff you got with games, with TV sites, with Hulu and all that stuff. A lot of stuff you need to cancel. Get everything out in checking. Get your checking account straight. Get all your finances in order. Set a budget. Set a budget for what you want to spend in the country, for what you want to spend with moving, all those kinds of things. Set a budget, and then have an emergency fund set aside that's going to take care of your needs as you make the transition to get to the country or when you're in the country. So that's going to be key. And then day 6, book a consultant. If you need help with anything and you're not sure how it works, book us. We have consultants. Go to therearepeople.org and click the consult button and book a consult with one of our team members, and we'll be able to square that away and take care of that with you. So book a consultant. That's going to be key. Therearepeople.org, and go to the top, and you're in the consult tab, and book a consult, and we'll get you squared away. If needed, we'll sign, the team, we got you. We'll sign the team member to match you up, match up with you, and take care of everything that you need done. Okay, let's go down here to day 7. Day 7, identify three target counties that you want to go to, or you can even be 3 states if you're interested in 3 states. But if you want, say for instance, you want to stay in Georgia, identify 3 other counties that have country property. That's going to be key for you to do that, so that you can also decide where you want to go. We can start looking when you use Realtor.com, or when you use one of the other sites. We can start looking at where you want to go and start checking out homes. But if one falls through, you got another one that that's going to be good for you. So identify those counties. Okay, then call USDA Service Center to learn about the programs that's available. United States Department of Agriculture tells you about all the programs that are available for you, all the grants that are available for you. They would gladly tell you there's a lot out there, people, that our people simply don't know about. Okay, so do that. So this is a plan for you to do things in a 7-day sprint is what I put together for you. So I want you guys to take advantage of this and start on it immediately. Not immediately, because immediately is longer than immediately. Did you catch it? So let's get busy, okay? All right, so here's the next one. Where's my screen here? Let's go. All right, sell or exit cleanly. Okay, so this next one says get. So get the homeowners, get a CMA, a comparative market analysis. CMA is a comparative market analysis and an appraisal. Okay, so what's the market like in that community with this same kind of house, or in that area, or whatever. So get that, and then get your appraisal. Okay, fix your top 5 defects. So if it's in your budget to fix the things that's wrong with that home, well, 2 things. I'm going to blame it on the home and I'm blaming it on you. So fix your top 5 defects with the home, and then fix the top 5 defects with yourself. What's stopping me from getting to the country? Is it my grown kids that I don't want to leave? Is it the house? Is it this? I've been in this house 30 years. Is it I got money here? I got a job here? All those kinds of things. Fix those defects too. But in the house, fix the top 5 defects. If it's a leak in the house, get that fixed. If the kitchen looks yucky, get that fixed. If the bathrooms look yucky, get that fixed. People are most comfortable with where they eat and where they spend time resting, like the bathroom. So make sure those areas look awesome. And usually a facelift for your bathroom and your kitchen is usually really inexpensive, especially when you got so many handyman can do it that way, and you can grab everything right there at Menards or one of the big box stores and do it inexpensively. So fix those top 5 defects before you have an appraisal, okay? And then you want to list your home at a realistic price, something that you know that you should be able to sell for and still make a nice amount of money, okay? So know that in advance. That way you also know what you're going to buy. Now, if you just real quick, it comes up again at Target. So I'm going to talk about it later, but I'm going to mention it now and explain it again down with Target. If you sold your house for $250,000, don't take $250,000 and buy a $450,000 house in the country. Look for something that keeps you under your $250,000 or whatever's clear there, and also so that you have plenty of money left, because you don't want to take the debt to the country. Okay, so renters give notice per lease. So if your lease says you have to give us a 60-day notice, 90-day notice, do that. Do that in advance so you'll know, so they'll know, because that way you can clean up what it takes in the apartment so that you can get your security deposit back. That's key, okay? So clean up that and give a notice according to what the lease says. Document the unit. Take pictures of it. The before, when you first, if you move, how it looks now and how it looks when you get out of there. Clean it up, and then what the person says when you left, and you can always show those pictures. I've seen people win cases in court against the owner of the real estate, because the owner of the real estate didn't tell the truth. He didn't tell the true condition of the carpet, and then tried to make it look like the person left it there in advance. And that's why he's not giving them their money back. And the people had pictures before and after, how things was, if this was leaking, that was there when they first bought it. So keep track of that, okay? And then, so you want to schedule your move-out inspection. So document the unit and schedule your move-out inspection so you can literally walk through everything. You can even download what a move-out inspection looks like, and to give you an example on how the landlord is going to come through and say, and look at everything, so you know what things to repair and get that going so you can get that deposit back, okay? Goals: free cash. Avoid carrying 2 places at once. You don't want to move to the country and still have to take care of that home or their apartment or that condo back in the city. Dump the junk, so to speak. Get it off your back, okay? Because you have to worry about light, gas, security, all those kinds of things. Dump it. No, you want to avoid carrying those things with you, okay? That should make sense to everybody. Target buy budget, okay? 50% of the sale. So for instance, if you sold the property for $300K, and you want to start to look for something in the country in $125,000 to $150,000 area, granted, remember, we're downsizing. You're downsizing. So granted, it may not be the perfect spot for you, but you have just a pinch of cash left to go ahead and get that spot updated. You need to get out of the city. Okay, so that's what you need to do. So just make sure you have all those things careful. But don't go buy, because you got $250,000, don't buy a $300,000, $400,000 home, because you're just creating more hassle for yourself. Remember, we want to downsize and stay off the radar as much as possible. So where to move? Okay, filters and tools for where to move. So you want to check out when you're moving somewhere, that you're not moving into a flood area, that you're not moving somewhere where there's a fire risk. So you can check the maps, you can check what the water table is when that area does the area kind of flood, how high does the water get? Is it low land or high land? Walk the land on where you're going. And then you can check the NRCS website for soil surveys and get your soil tested, all those kinds of things. Just Google it and you'll see what all this stuff means. So check your area out, check that land out, check the history on that land, and you'll be able to find that at your county assessor's office. County property tax and zoning. You want to check what the taxes are in that region versus, you know, every other area that you're moving into. Are the taxes higher in that region, in that county, in that city, in that area? And then if the taxes are kind of high there, why? Is it a benefit to you or a disadvantage? And then you want to check another area. That's why I said choose at least 3 counties, okay? Check the zoning. What can you do? Can you farm on the land? Can you build other homes on your land? Is what the land is there for? So you want to know about that. Homeschooling. Can you have homeschooling there? Can you do charter? What's your charter options? Where's the hospital? How far are you from the hospital? Keep those things in mind. So I put this together so it can kind of answer a lot of the issues that people do have. Okay. So use land platforms for the next one, like owner financing and lease search. Okay. So there's going to be some help there for you. So owner financing, if you feel you don't quite qualify because you're coming out of an apartment, you've never owned a home, and there's an issue there, and you only make X amount of dollars, look at something with for sale by owner where the owner finances it for you and will let you move on to that property. And once you pay that property off, you actually get a deed or title right there in your hand, because you don't have to go through all the hassle of having a credit check and all that kinds of fun stuff and knowing that you would not get approved to a standard mortgage company or bank or broker, whatever. So go ahead and check out a lot of the sites on owner financing and lease searches. Leasing is not an option that I'm recommending for a home, but it is an option I recommend for land. Leasing is like renting. You can rent land that you're going to grow on. If you're taking advantage of all the agricultural loans and grants that are made available to you, you can lease land for a whole lot cheaper. So $7,000, $12,000 an acre to buy it, or like less than $200 a year to lease that same 1 acre, or 40 acres times $200. So $6,000, $7,000. So you do the math. You can grow on all that and produce enough food, produce, to actually pay that off so you can actually buy the land. So look at leasing options there, and we'll consult with you. We do consulting, and we'll talk more with you on that later. Okay. So checklist. Minimum value homestead. So what things that you want on your homestead when you buying a property, as you match up with us with consultants, look at these things first, that you have a reliable water source. You should have a well. You should look for a spring on properties. Know what utilities are there, and then also have backup utilities. Okay, storage and treatment. What storage and treatment? You want to see if you got storage space. You want to make sure you got all the fun things there for that, and then treatment. Make sure that your water. Where's the water treatment place, or where's the treatment? How can I get this done? How can I get that done? All that kind of fun stuff. So you want to know what you're getting and make sure you know all the resources that's there. Septic or composting. Make sure you got a good septic tank, and you got what's called a drain field, where if you got a hill on your property or a low spot on your property that goes down, that's a good place where a septic usually is. And then it has vent pipes, and then it has drain pipes that come out so that you don't have to have a septic truck come out as often. It automatically drains down into a slope into the soil and dissipates a lot of the things that go into your septic tank. Okay, so you want to know about composting as well. Is there a composting area? You don't want to compost this is where you're dumping all your food waste so that you can use it for compost later to grow on. You don't want to have that near your house, but you do want to compost and recycle, because it gives you good food for your soil, nourishment for your soil when it's time to plant. But make sure that's way downstream from the house. Make sure it's way away from the house, because it sometimes draws in wild animals. Okay, so know all those things as well. Southeast exposure, windbreaks, and access to the road. Some people want a long driveway, a mile, half a mile, quarter mile driveway. The problem with that in a lot of cases, if just so happen you get snow or even a flood and your road is not paved, it becomes wet. You got to get out that long driveway, and it's going to seem like forever just trying to get out of the driveway. Some people can actually get stuck in the driveway in the country. So you need to consider that, making sure you have a snow plow or access to a plow or somebody with a truck with a blade on it that can push your snow all the way. And then knowing how to turn your house so you don't get overexposed by the sun, but yet get the sunlight you need to come in your house to give you daylight during the day. Okay, and then moonlight at night. And then know where the windbreaks are as you're designing or building the house, or where you're going to put key things that can get blown over. So you position your house where you know you can build things behind it, because it blocks the wind if the wind comes from the west all the time. So that kind of thing. Very important to know, because I had 3 greenhouses, 3 green tubes that got blown over on my 40-acre farm, because we put them out in the field. They didn't have a windbreak. Wind came across and said, thank you. And ate them and kept going and mangled everything up. And they were buried in the ground, everything. But the wind said, and took care of that. So know about that. And then access roads. If you got a large enough property and you got that access to get to the road, if you got a large enough property and you got on the back end of your property or the side or the east or west side, if you can open up another road that you don't necessarily have to mark, people just see a road, they don't see an address or nothing on it. That's another access for you on your land. So if you can have 2 to 3 ways into your property, if you got large enough acreage, that's going to be key. Okay. Sometimes that front road may get blocked and you got back roads and other roads so you can get in and out your property. Okay. And then you can put no trespassing signs up there on the other exits, and you don't have to tell people the address or anything for those roads because that's on your property. Okay. Outbuildings. Look for land if you can. When you're buying property that has outbuildings on there already, that means it has barns and pole barns and sheds and shelters already there, because a lot of people don't want their mother's house, their parents' house. The kids don't want the grandparents' house. So there's a lot of houses right now that's for sale that has all this stuff there. Look for fencing. Fencing is key, being in the country, because a lot of your gardens, you can put inside fencing as well. And then if you have children, inside fencing is where their play area need to be. So on our 40 acres in Wisconsin, we came in late at night. We were coming in from up north, and because our 40-acre property is down south in Wisconsin, 4 hours from here. And we come in late at night, and sure enough, the deer are right there in my watermelon patch, picking out. So later that day, I go out there and I go to look for my watermelons. They're all gone, one left. And literally you can see the patch where they just laid down and just chewed up all Brother Kevin's watermelons. So you want to make sure you have a fenced area in some of the areas if you got that kind of issue, okay, to keep those out of there. So outbuilding, fencing, greenhouse. Greenhouse is always an option. There's a website I'll give to you later that sells greenhouses or green tunnels. There's also grants and loans available to help you buy greenhouses and green tunnels. They call them tunnels, green tunnels. There's grants available for that. Okay. Have space for an orchard so you can plant your grapes, your strawberries, your blackberries, your blueberries, your wild berries.
You're muted.
Yeah, muted out.
Brother
Thank
Kevin,
you.
you're muted.
Thank you for that. How long have I been muted?
For less than a
For a
minute.
couple of seconds.
Okay, thank you so very much. God bless you. So so have your outbuildings, get fencing, your greenhouse, your wind tunnel, green tunnels, have space for your orchard and your annual beds where you're going to plant at annually. You can even put perennials there that grow back automatically, like asparagus that regrows all the time. So keep all these things in mind as you plan in your food. And one of the first things you want to do as soon as you acquire your land, if you read the Bible, you read the writings of Ellen G. White, is start planting first. That way, while you're building your home, you're getting everything all done. God is doing what he does and bringing that food up out the ground. So when your home is done, you can just turn around on the porch and go over there and grab you something to eat. Okay. So the last option I'm gonna talk about on this slide is internet options. Okay. Whether you're using 5G, satellite, all the things that's available for you. Get your internet set up. It took us 2.5, 3 months to get this set up. We had to book it and then they had to schedule time. I think like 6 or 7 different people had to come out. Somebody had to mark the land. Somebody had to check the land for other pipes and gas, see if there's anything in the ground. Somebody had to come and mark that. And somebody had to come and dig a trench. Somebody had to plant the fiber down in the ground. Somebody had to hook it up to the house. Somebody had to come to the house and bring the modem and turn it on. So that was a big process for us. And literally, we just got internet 2 days ago. God is good. And we're literally 1 hour from the top of Wisconsin. So we're at the top of the country. And we finally got internet. So it takes a while. So plan those things in advance so you can do homeschooling, work from home jobs, all kinds of things, and take advantage of that. Of course, and get all your YouTube downloads in. Okay. All righty. So that's that. Here. Owner financing and lease options. I talked about this a little bit ago. So search terms, search owner financing, and you'll get a better idea. When the Bible even says be the owner, not the lender. Where if you yourself bought 15, 20, 35, 40 acres, you can actually break those down and sell those acreages at any kind of increments you want to start helping people out. You make money doing that, and you're helping other people because you don't have to overcharge them. And the Bible says be the lender, not the borrower, and you can start go ahead and financing people yourself. The good side to this is that if that person fails to pay that off, you still own the land because remember the title is originally in your name. That doesn't get sold over until a person actually pays the land off. So, and you don't have to pay any money back. So look at that, where the seller carries the contract or the deed. Okay, and then look at lease options for leasing land that you want to grow on, that kind of thing. Okay, so all this is available for you. So I want you guys to know that these options out there. So now verify the deed is legitimate. That's why I say when you're using an agent and you're using a title company, that's usually the job of the title company. But if a person just walk up to you and say, here's the deed, I want to sell this land, and you go ahead and give that person $50,000, $200,000, and you got the deed, and then you go down to take the deed and come to find out it wasn't the real deed, it was still other people in his family that owned that property that had to sign off on it, or it has liens on it. Liens. That means those liens have to get paid off before that deed can be changed over to go to you. So you want to make sure you use a title company and a real estate agent. If you don't want the real estate agent, use a title company for sure, because that's their job to verify the deed is clear. So you'll give them the earnest money at the title company. That person who's selling the property gives them the title, and they get to do all the research on there, and they act in your behalf. Okay, so that's key. So lien, taxes, make sure everything is done. Record the land contract. Okay, you can have a land contract where a person says, if you pay me X amount of dollars on time for X amount of years, then we can get this to you. So you want to keep track of that. You want to make a record of every payment that you made, have a record of the agreement that you made with that person, and take it from there. And then use escrow. When you're doing that, tell them, look, keep my money in escrow, or keep this money in escrow, because this money grows, or whatever my deposit is, let that grow in an escrow, so that in the event of, and when things happen, it falls through. If it's on his behalf, you get that back with a little interest. So we want that to work to our advantage as well. And then consider farm lease for income while you build tillable, while you build your land, while you build your home. Consider farm leasing for income. I'll give you an example. We have 40 acres. We started out when we got that 40 acres. The guy wanted 7,000 acres, $7,000 per acre times 40. That's a lot of money to give somebody for some land. But other land in that area was selling for $12,000 per acre. But it'll be your land if you pay $7,000 an acre times 40. Or the option was, when we got started, we could lease the land at $200 per acre. So $7,000 per acre or $200 per acre to lease the land for that year. That was the best way. And you can grow food on that, produce, and all that kind of fun stuff. And the land you don't use, you can lease that out to somebody for a little higher and make money back that covers your land, that covers your note. And leasing allows you to make a lot of money on that land and go pay cash for land or a house somewhere else. So consider that. Again, we do have hit our consult button, book a consult with us, and we can match you up to show you how to do that. Okay. All righty. Let's get going here. Make sure I don't mute myself again. All right. Here we go. Market and value add. Okay. USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, and they got processing and marketing. And go there and look at all the ways they have to help you market, get things to the market, market your food, sell your food, processing. They'll walk you through what it takes to get your food sold. The U.S. Department of Agriculture. So you're growing 40 acres of tomatoes. Okay, what is the criteria? Go to USDA.gov and they'll walk you, and go into the marketing area, process and marketing, and they'll walk you through what's required and what it takes for you to get produce to the market, and what you have to do. In Wisconsin, everything you grow, you can sell. Unless you cutting it or cooking it, then you have to go through a whole nother regime. You don't want to do, that's not something you want to get into. But this shows you how to get it to the market. Okay, so start a small CSA farm stand, roadside, online, pre-orders, all that kind of stuff. So start your own business. You want to go, same thing. This is going to walk you through how to do your farm stand, what's required in your state. Check your city, your county, the zoning requirements, all that to set up a roadside or even for online, something set up to start online pre-orders. There are lots of ways you can sell food. People take this grass sprouts and they ship them. They sell them online. They pack up these containers and they ship them out. So we'll walk you through. We'll also show you how you can have an online market business where you can ship your veggies as fast as you pick them. They go in a container. You got that truck full, go straight to the market or straight to a shipping, or a truck is right there ready to take your product straight to the state of the people that ordered it. We'll show you that as well. Okay, use extensions like SBDC to write lean and business plans. Go to sbdc.org and you guys can look that up, and it'll show you how to write up a business plan for marketing. You guys are going to get a lot of it from us because that's one of our master classes. So, but write up a business plan for marketing. It's going to be key because it's going to take you where you know nothing to making you a professional. It doesn't hurt to learn. Our people perish from lack of knowledge. So look at these resources that we've given you so that they're good for you. Okay, here we go. Grants and not-for-profit examples. We're going to start here. And there, you're going to see a lot coming up in a little bit for different countries as well. This is kind of a long presentation. I still got a little bit more to go here. America's Farmland Trust, okay, Brighter Future Fund, 2025, Emergency Reliance Grants. These are grants that you can apply for. American Farmland Trust, Brighter Future Fund, 2025, brand new money still there for you. Go to the website. Well, again, I'll keep saying match up with our consulting team. Yes, we do consult, and it is a fee. It's not a lot of money, people. We help you out. We're going to walk you through this as if we are you, doing this for ourselves. But these things you can do yourself. That's why I'm giving you these resources. American Farmland Trust by the Future Fund has money for emergency reliance grants, for growing, for redoing the land, redoing house, getting things up to date, all that kind of stuff for farmers. And SARE, Farmer Grants, Regional Administrator. So you want to administrate it. So you want to find out about these grants so they can help you set up your business. I moved to the country. I got all this land. I got 5 acres. I got 10 acres. Can I put together something? Absolutely. 3 acres to 5 acres of food is a whole lot of food. So 40 acres to 50 acres, you see people mostly growing corn, soybeans, things like that, because that's too many tomatoes, unless you selling directly to major store chains, which you can do. And then instead of buying all the big equipment that costs you $2-3 million a piece, you can lease those or partner with other people who own them and have them come out and do that. Okay. Rural is a creative capital technical assistance. Creative capital technical assistance, a company that will help you set up capital, get money. Okay, technical assistance to make all that happen. There is so much here for you. Okay, and then there's rural and health grants and directories to show you all those. So just Google these names that I'm giving you; they'll pop right up. Go right to them and see all the help that you can get. But rural health grants and directories, health grants to not just help with the land, help with people, help with all that, and you get a whole directory there at the website. Okay, so take advantage of this stuff again that we're showing you. Adventist Community Service and Mutual Aids. Not everybody in the SDA is doing things that we want them to do. Some people, there is a little bit of an apostasy there. We'll talk about that, but there's still help for other agencies, and we all are ourselves going to make sure that we're not one that's causing a problem. We want to be a help to people. Go ahead and mute yourself, please.
This is the best
Okay.
one.
So Adventist Community Services, NAD, excuse me, can you go ahead and mute yourself so I get finished to hear my sister and brothers? Please mute yourself. Training grants and facilities, renovation and disaster response. So there is, again, money available for training. There's money available for facility renovations in the country. There's money available for disaster response. This is out in that. This is an Adventist Community Service. Okay. Organized local SDA mutual aid circles, elders, single parents, disabled, and homeless. This is something that you can do when you get to the country, when you get where you are. Get into organizing all these things and reach out to your brothers and sisters via social media, whatever, and let them know what state you in, where you are, and what you have to help people. But also you go out and you help these other people that are in the cities that you can help. Elders, older people, single parents, they need help. The disabled and the homeless. So extend a hand out to those people. And there's money there to help you guys do that with these grants and things that we're showing you. Build a care team for Move Day. So get you a team of people that help you. Hey, listen, I'm getting ready to move this day. I'm going to be busy. Can somebody watch my babies? Okay, so get you a help team, and then can somebody lend me their muscles? So build your help team for Move Day, child care, meal trains, and transport. So look at your food. Make sure everybody got food that's all cooked, prepared, laid out for you, because you're going to be moving. You want to feed the crew, all that kind of fun stuff. And then what kind of transport? Did you rent a truck? Did you rent a vehicle? Did you paying your team? All those kinds of things. Know those budgets that's right there. So let's talk about that. Budget, debt, and retirement strategies. Rule. All right, here's a rule. Buy under 50% of sales proceeds. So in other words, keep 6 to 12 months cash for inputs and living. So when you sell this house, the home that you got, You want to buy something that you want to take 50% of that and see what you can buy and take. Remember, you're downsizing. So take your time, and then country's going to be cheaper. Take your time and do your due diligence. If you don't know how to search for property, match up with somebody that can help you. We have people that can help you. And then plan to keep at least 6 to 12 months of cash. And the way you keep that, because you already sold something and you're going to downsize and sell a whole bunch of stuff so that you can be ready for sustainability, okay, for those 6 to 12 months, because we do not know what's going to happen yet, and when it's going to happen. Okay, consider your 401k, your IRA, your options, rollover versus loans, weigh your taxes, penalties, and consult with a person that's a fiduciary or somebody that knows about these. I'm telling you right off the bat, a lot of these companies that are fiduciaries or consults, of course, they don't want you to get rid of your 401k or your IRA. They want to, a Roth IRA and all these things, they want them to stay there, the people that own these, because that's their bank. They're able to use your money to be self-sustaining and pay all their bills. However, you need to know that if you can buy this house right now and there's enough money in your IRA or your 401k to cover that with you taking that penalty, buy the property. Buy that property, pay off the property you got. You're going to actually end up ahead, because when you bought that property, you bought it for a good enough price where you actually created money for yourself with the equity that was in that. Plus, you paid off all the other debts and things that you have. So you don't have to pay all this money out every month. But it's a shame that they try to penalize you for using your own money. They want you to keep it there so they can use it. So we don't have a lot of time to be playing around with people. So listen, this is the money we got in my 401k. You're going to take that out. Bam, not a problem. Let's give me that. Let's go. But know what age limits and restrictions and how much you have to pay. Know those things up front, so you know how much money you got to work with right there. But it doesn't make sense to just leave it there and not do anything if you're not going to be working that same job. Use that whole 401k, forget the penalty, make the penalty back on your land. Okay? All right. Prioritize. No new consumer debt. You don't want to, now that you got all this money back, you don't want any new debt. You want everything to be eliminated, especially if you're able to use your 401k, or if you was able to sell your home and the old cars or the extra stuff you had, and now you can be self-sustaining. Don't take on any new debt. Live with what you have and where you are, okay? So check out use the tools and the infrastructures that reduce monthly costs. So downsize to things that save you, all right? Legal, title, and trust. Do a title search. When you're buying a property, someone's going to sell your country property, do a title search to make sure that, again, that's why I say check the title company, use the title company. But you can do a title search yourself, know what liens are against that title and all those kinds of things. Make sure there's no issues. Make sure that title is clean and free. Survey the land. Do a survey. You can do a land survey. Like ours, when we bought our 8 acres here, it started out being 6 acres. But because there's an old road here that they no longer use that's hid between myself and my neighbor, the city finally released that road. So they gave him an extra 2 acres and me an extra 2 acres. So now my lot is now 8 acres. When we bought it was 6. It's now 8 acres. So you want to have a current survey so you can put that wire right down the line so you know where your property is and tell them, get up off my property. So you want to do that. So get your survey going. Then get your well and your septic test. Get your permits. Our well was put in brand new and had never been used. So when we cranked it up and started using, a lot of rust and stuff started coming out of it, but it makes sense. It's been sitting dormant for all these years with a lot of sediment. So all that sediment has to come up out of there. So let that well run for a while, but make sure you got a good well and then have your water tested and do a septic test as well to make sure your septic is not cracked, those issues and everything is going out like it's supposed to, and then have it clean when you're supposed to, and there's things you can drop in your septic to make that squared away, get that all taken care of. But do all those checks and services. Okay, permit checks. Make sure you got all your permits for all the work need to be done, and then get insurance quotes on have everything. God just blessed you to buy a country home, but you didn't get any insurance, and you just happen to have a fire. You kind of lose everything, but if you got great insurance, you're covered. One of the first things we done when we got our home, even though our home wasn't completely done, we bought it where a person had, it was basically gutted and started over new. So we got it unfinished, but we put enough insurance on there. So if anything happens for it, even before it's done, it takes care of us. So consider that, get your insurance. Okay. Consider, revocable liens and trusts, states and community. So consult attorney or CPA, certified public accountant. What's a revocable lien or trust? Some people want to be able to pay their taxes in case they get sick. Brother Kevin, how are we going to be able to pay our taxes? Nobody, no sale. So certain things you can do is you can put your property in a trust, put enough money in that to cover those taxes and cover those things for you. Okay, so consider that. Then you got revocable liens. So if somebody wants to sell the property and you didn't authorize them to sell it, you want to know what kind of liens you need to have. So consult an attorney or CPA on liens and on trust. And then record a record. Record your deeds and land contracts and maintain a property binder. Record your deeds. Take copies and pictures and photos of everything, land contracts, agreements, and maintain a binder that's got all your property information in there. It's very, very, very important for you all to keep track of those things. I know I'm going through a lot. I'm trying to go slow, not fast, but at the same time, I want you guys to get all this. Okay. So real quick, this one is security and resilience. So listen, neighbors. So locks is going to be key for you to have on your door. Even though you're in the country, a lot of people do leave their doors open. These people were born here and that kind of thing. When you move to the country, you still want to lock your door. The home we bought, the neighbor came in it before it was ours, and he told the guy, "You're not going to sell that home. There's not even a furnace in there." He said, "What are you doing in my property?" The property was being rebuilt. The guy just walked in there, so they had a big to-do over that. But lock your doors. We're going to have locks. But you do want to build a relationship with all your neighbors. We bought veggies up from our farm, and we took some to all of our neighbors. We literally walked down there with the children and my wife, and we blessed all our neighbors with veggies, and not selling that to nobody for a dime. And we just blessed our neighbors to let them know who we are, and here we are, that kind of thing. And our neighbors is now a blessing to us. So look out for your neighborhood watch, see if they've got one, but make people know who you are. I'm Seventh-day Adventist, or who I am or what I do. This is what we have to offer. We can do Bible studies. We can share this. We grow this. We can fix that kind of thing. Let people know who you are. Layers of security, lighting. Get your solar lights. Solar lights are going to be key for you. Go to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Menards, Home Depot, all the big box stores. Get you a ton of solar lights, good solar lights. They serve several purposes. One purpose is they charge during the day and they can light your land up at night. In case of emergency, it's pitch black in the country. You have to go running. At least you got a lighted path to run down. Also, if you out and you off grid, those solar lights that charge in the day, you bring them in the house at night and hang them up on the wall in a holster, and it lights your house up at night if you're off grid or the event power go out. So stock up on solar lights, and then you can go online on Amazon and buy solar light rechargeable AA and AAA batteries and have those stockpiled. They can stay on the shelf because they'll come uncharged in a lot of cases. They need to stay on the shelf, and they'll got a good shelf life with that. So lighting, gates is always key. Gates is have areas closed off where your plants are, where your veggie trees are. Put some fences and things around those. Or if you got dogs, keep them gated to keep the coyotes from eating them. Because if you got a small enough dog and the coyote gets them, the coyote is going to come back and ask you if you have another one. So you want to keep your dogs or your animals protected. If some of you are still growing chickens and ducks and geese, I don't know why, eating their meat, you want to have those protected, okay? So make sure you got gates, and your kids should be secure. And then cameras. They make solar cameras. They make solar lights that come on automatically, or motion lights and motion cameras that activate automatically when someone or something comes into your area. Keep aware of those things you can buy from these same stores, the big box stores, and you can order them on Amazon. Dogs are your first line of defense. Dogs are your first line of defense. So if you should have the dog cage set out from the house so the dogs can see what's coming up the front way or what's coming in the back way. If you put the dog cage around the back, they don't know what's going on around the front. You put it around the front, they don't know what's going on around the back. So the dog cage should be away from the house so they can view the house, and then they'll bark and let you know there's something going on. So first line of defense. Okay. So then have an emergency comms plan, emergency communication, whistles, bells, triangle, ding, 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 signs, anything. Emergency plans have with your family in the country so you know where to meet up, where to go in case of a fire, how to get off the house, how to get off the roof, how do we communicate, how do we talk. Put all those things together. We can consult and help you with that. And then water, power, and heat. So redundance. That means you want to have several sources of water, several sources of power, heat, or generator, wood burning stove, solar, what have you. Several heat sources. Okay, so you want to have redundancies for all these things. Well, Brother Kevin, how can I have several options for water? Well, bottled water you can buy at the store. The well you got here, you can pump water out of, or if you got a stream on your property, and you can do rainwater catching with filters to filter that out. That's 4 water sources right there. Same way with power, heat, wind, solar, all that kinds of things. Okay, wood burning stoves, baseboard heaters, solar heating, generators, all kinds of things. And then first aid. First aid is going to be key. Teach your family members first aid, have videos on first aid, do first aid training, do CPR practice, have fire extinguishers. Have fire extinguishers. Don't forget your carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors when going to the country. Buy you 5 or 6 of those. Buy you 5 or 6 of those. Buy your rechargeable batteries, put them on the shelf. Now they sell 10-year batteries. Put those on the shelf. You will need those. People die. Last year, 2 rich families, I won't forget it. It was a husband and wife on one, and it was a husband and wife and 2 kids on the other. They went to their summer home for their vacation and went to sleep and didn't wake up. The carbon monoxide took them out. And they were rich, well-to-do, had plenty of money, big house, all that, but it doesn't matter. They did not have the carbon monoxide detectors working. Didn't check them. So do that, please. So get those things squared away. Okay? Don't forget these things I'm telling you. All right, here we go. All right, moving logistics and vendors. So compare. So you're ready to move now, and you need stuff packed up and moved. So you want to compare prices. Okay, you got pods. Pods are these containers, a third the size or a fourth the size of another container that you can store stuff in, and they can drop them off on your land, and you can unpack. So you can drop them off there in the city for you to pack it, and then they'll haul it to your new land in the country and drop it, and then you can unpack it. They'll come back and pick it up. So they got U-Pack, 1-800-PACK-RAT, 2 men in a truck. We used 2 men in a truck to pack up our city house and put the stuff right in the storage units. 2 men in a truck, that's 1-800-PACK-RAT, and 2 men in a truck. There's phone numbers we'll give you for those as well. And then you all know about U-Haul, those kinds of things. So compare prices with all those and see who gives you the best option. Color code your rooms. What color coding your rooms is, if you're moving from the city to the country and you got a big truck of furniture coming out, take paper of different colors and put them on the door of each of the rooms or on the wall of each of the rooms. So, and then color code the boxes. This is a blue box. Just color code it with a marker. They'll see a blue dot right there, or green dot, or red dot, or pink dot, whatever color the dot is. When they take it into the house, they're looking for that dot to put that box right in the room. So that's the girl's box. Put that code on there. They put the color right there. It goes right in the room. The main bedroom, the living room, the dining room. One's peach, one's orange, whatever. Okay, so color code the boxes and the room so people can take everything right there where they're going, so they can stage those. Okay, ensure your high value items are taken care of. So make sure that your high value items are taken care of, because you got insurance. You can get renters or movers insurance or homeowners insurance. Make sure that your homeowners insurance is current and up to date, because your high value items, you got to seal those. Make sure you move those, whether it's weapons, gold, silver, pictures, whatever. Make sure you got insurance on those. And then photograph your inventory. So when the movers are taking everything, you got pictures. Click, 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 click. This is not cracked. This is not broken. When I got out of the military, my product came from Washington State all the way back to Chicago area. I had broken items, okay, in a big moving truck. They compensated me for it because they saw that it wasn't broken in the beginning. So do that, people. Make sure you got insurance and take pictures of your inventory. Schedule your utilities to be cut off. Schedule your utilities be cut off. Don't assume that they're going to be cut off because you moved. Schedule to be cut off a day after you're out of there, or the day before if you don't need it. But make sure you schedule that in advance. Okay, make sure you do an address change. Make sure you do an address change and check everything out there to make sure everything is right with the address change. If you want to go into a P.O. box or the new address, and test your internet on day one. Make sure your internet is working, because that's going to be a lot. It has to do a lot with you being able to work from home and have doing a different business. Okay, so make sure that's all squared away. Okay, and then you'll pray to God. God, order our steps. Okay, make sure we all, that everything we do is purified, and you have to have the right motive. So I'm not going to tell you how to pray, but make sure you pray and have God help you out to get things in order, and He's going to take care of you. So we want to thank you guys for this, because I wanted to make sure that you all know this. But now here comes the super resources. I'm not going to go over them all because this video will be online. So this is where you use your camera right now. This is the first page, and trust me when I tell you, there's a lot more coming. This is going to be on your grants. This is also for the U.S., Canada, the UK, and the islands. So I'm going to go down through each one. I'm not going to read them all because that'll take real long. So get your camera phones out real quick and take pictures of this, or this video will be posted online. So USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, state offices, the websites are all here. When I tell you, you guys got an abundance of resources. USDA.gov about rural housing and service and contracts. All the numbers are here. 1200, 1400 Independence Avenue. I got the addresses is there. Farmers.gov, your service center and location. I got everything there for you. Office of locators, backup links, everything. Farm Service Agency, community facilities and direct loans and grants. It's all here. When I tell you there's a lot here, there's a lot here. Rural Energy for America program. That's the REAP program. Conservation cost and share. There's money for that. Renewable energy systems. There's money for that. Local agriculture and marketing program. There's money for that. That's the first page. I'm finna go to the next page, and there's lots of pages of these. Okay, here we go. Next page. USDA NIFA, beginning farmers, rancher development program for new farmers, new people to the country, right here. All these you see right here, all these are grants for money. Grants you do not have to pay back. So you just need to know how to apply for them, how to get them, and what you must do to keep them and make sure everything's in order so you don't go to jail. Because we don't want to be dealing with the federal government and stealing. But people say, well, should we take money from the government? Every penny they can give you, as long as you know how your heart is right with God. Get the money to start building and growing food to take back to feed the city, to feed people in the city and do your evagelism, and then you'll be done. Just keep evangelizing back and forth, but you're coming home to the country. So there's a lot here. Federal Office for Rural Health Policies. Oh my goodness. Names, addresses, and phone numbers. I wanted to make sure you all had everything. I'm going to the next page now. Get your camera phones out. Here we go again. Here's another one. American Farmland Trust, Brighter Future Fund, Farmlands, Brighter Future. Here's the phone numbers. You actually got the phone numbers and websites. I told you we're going to give you something that you did not have here. There Are People Ministries. When you see the team, please give them a special hug, because these are things that we're putting together to help you guys out through the grace of God. Give God special prayer and thanks. Here's a lot of resources that nobody has put this together like we have here. It's here, people. So share this with other churches, share it with other brothers and sisters, share this with everybody you got. There's a United Way, the information, they have money available that they help people out with. There's lots of support groups here. There's a Salvation Army. There's a lot of other support groups and everything that's here. So these are resources, foundations, and not-for-profits. There's a lot of things here. National Young Farmers Coalition. There is money there for that. Crowdfunding loans to help you get money for bright ideas and things that you have. There's a lot social finance loans. So some of these are grants, some of these are loans. It's all here. The details are there. I'm going to the next one. Get your camera ready. Next picture. Here we go. Watch this. Land Watch, rural land listings, filter owner financing. So in other words, when you go to Land Watch, type in owner financing in the filter. It'll bring up all the ones that were the owners doing the financing, so you don't have to worry about too much of a credit check and going to the bank for loans that you know you're going to get denied for. These are websites that you can find great land and good deals. Okay, Land Watch, land and farms. A lot of people didn't know the website exists. Landandfarms.com, landsearch.com, landflip.com. All these are owner finances. These are all owner finance different lands. Okay, tillable.com. So there's and on and on and on and on and on. Ruralvacantland.com. Ruralvacantland.com. And then Land Lease Exchange to show you how to lease land. Land Lease Exchange. So these are ways that you today, right now, can acquire country property with little money, with very little money, and in some cases, no money. Okay. All right. Get your cameras ready. California Farm Link. Okay, Land Link and loans. Okay, CaliforniaFarmLink.org. There's the phone number right there. Farmland for New Generations, New York. Farmland, New York. There's a filter. It gives you all your site information. Go right there, make the call, or go to the website, tell you the criteria of what's available for you. Serious resources, people. So we can't say what we don't have. Okay, resources for moving and logistics. 2 Men in a Truck. The national movers. 2 Men in a Truck go across the country. 2 men in a truck go across the country. They are insured. Don't let them try to sell you on, you got to get X amount of other special insurance. They're insured with your merchandise, but make sure you do have an additional insurance if you can. There's the actual phone number. UPAC. UPAC is also one that takes your stuff all over the place. Okay. They pay for what you pay for what you use, the space that you pack up. Okay. That kind of thing. Pods are portable storage moving units. They can haul those all across the world, across the country for you as well. And then Pack Rat containers. 1-800-PackRat.com, and there's the phone number, 1-800-722-5728. Again, these are resources I want you guys to have for moving. You got to get moving immediately. Resource and business purchases below wholesale suppliers. For those of you who are new to the site, thomasnet.com. thomasnet.com. It lists every manufacturer throughout the United States and Canada that sells anything. So my sister today, earlier in the beginning, you asked me about tiny homes and containers, and I told you I would get to you. Go to thomasnet.com, type in tiny homes, type in containers for sale. It's going to bring you up all the companies, wholesalers that sell tiny homes, tiny home supplies, tiny home stoves, tiny home dishwashers, tiny home toilets, doesn't matter, tiny home roof, windows, doors, don't matter, and the whole tiny home. It's going to also bring you up containers, all kinds of things. You can go to thomasnet.com and you'll be able to match up with the manufacturer. That's cheaper than the retailer, the wholesaler, the distributor, the broker. You're going to go right to the manufacturer, the people who make all this stuff. So anything, people, that you're looking for, food, seeds, grain, shoes, knives, coats, gloves, hats, tires, shovels, rakes, it doesn't matter. Type it in thomasnet.com. The manufacturers will pop up and you can buy right from the manufacturers. You may have to register your LLC or DBA, doing business as a company, and then take it from there and just order what you want. If you want to have your own dollar store when you get to the country, type it in Thomasnet, dollar store supplies, and all your stuff come up. That stuff is like 33 cents to 45 cents for can openers and different things you see in the Dollar Trees and the dollar stores. Okay, that's there. Direct from manufacturer tips with, okay, Thomas Insights. So thomasnet.com Insight. There you got it. So I got this below so you guys can know now how you can get product like the big people do and you don't have to buy as much. Okay, there you are. And do ask for free samples with them as you register with them. This is Brother Kevin, so and so and so and so. We have this company. There are people ministry. Send me some samples. You got any samples you can see? I can test your product. They'll send you some samples in a lot of cases. Okay. Now get your cameras out. Okay, resources for health and social services, rural health information. Okay, ruralhealthinfo.org, rural health information. They got information for you, what kind of insurance, what kind of things you qualify for, what services they offer, and where they are. Rural health grants. Okay, go there, read everything that they have to offer for you, and see where you fit in. Adventist Healthcare, regional network. There's the phone numbers. Find out what you qualify for, what services they have that they can offer you. And I'm giving you these because these are services that they can offer you, but you'll have to go through and see which ones work best for you, your family, and your needs. Okay, so go ahead and take a picture of this real quick. 3, 2, 1. Next one. Okay, resources international. This is Canada, the UK, and Jamaica. And they're saying, Brother Kevin, you haven't given us anything yet. Here you go. So Farm Credit Canada, you guys, a lot of you guys that's there already know about these, but take a picture of it real quick. Agriculture and Agri-Foods for Canada program. UK D for DEFRA is the farming grant payments. Okay, go ahead and see that. And you can talk with our sisters Trudy and Nicosia. They can tell you a lot more. They're in Canada. They can tell you a lot more about things that's available there in Canada. They're part of our awesome team. So if you go to book one of them for a consult, Trudy or Nicosia, they're right there in the consult piece, and then you guys can get a lot of insight. If you can't reach them there, to call me, we'll match you up with them. Okay, Rural Agricultural Development Authorities in Jamaica, Rural Agricultural Development Authorities in Jamaica, 876-927-1731, 193 Old Hope Road in Kingston, Jamaica. Kingston 6, Jamaica. Developments in Bank of Jamaica. Okay, agro and financing right there in Jamaica. Okay, 876-929-4000. They're 11A-15 Oxford Road in Kingston 5, Jamaica. The website is www.dbankjm. The bank jm.com/. Okay, so this is in Jamaica. So there's a little bit of Canada, Jamaica, and I'm not done yet. Okay, now this is state by state, United States. This has a whole lot in there. So you guys got to take a picture of this. But this video will be available because this is too many for me to go over. But there's tons of grants and foundations here. This is just the first page. Here's Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California. And if you go straight across, you look at the USDA Department of Agriculture, the Service Center, the state AG Department, the SBDC, extensions, the 211.org. It tells you every place to go to get this information. There's the HUD, there's the grants.gov and different agencies that's there. Then there's the sam.gov, different grants and foundations. So take advantage of this. Take a picture of that. Click into the next one right now and watch. It's going to look almost the same, but it's all different stuff. Okay, because this was Alabama through California. There's Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, and Michigan, and Minnesota. So these are very, very, very specific resources for each state, and there's a lot there. Brother Kevin, I'm going to need a copy of that. You'll be able to copy it. We're going to put this up for you. Okay, I'm going to the next one. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota. Take a picture quick. 3, 2, 1. You guys notice I haven't even stopped to drink water yet. International starters, Canada and UK and Jamaica, TNT Caribbean. Here's more information for you. For Canada, the Farm Credit of Canada, the FCC-FAC.ca. United Kingdoms, the DIFR grants in United Kingdoms. Jamaica, RADA, http.rada.gov.jm. Okay, this will be available to get it. Trinidad Tobago, there's information down there for you at local.gov. .gov.tt. Okay, and then the Caribbeans in general, FAO.org /America/EN what's that, semicolon, IICA. So there's a lot here. For all the areas, okay, and that's Trinidad Tobago. So there's a lot of regional grant information, a lot of areas that has money for you that you probably didn't know existed. Okay, so it's a little bit more there for Canada, the UK, Jamaica, Trinidad Tobago. So that's the end of that. Let me cut this off, and I want to thank you guys for that. Now I'm going to stop my share, I believe, and go back and see these faces. Oof, I got all that out before 8 o'clock. So questions?
Yes,
Cynthia.
good evening. This is Alicia Ba.
Hi,
I
Alicia, but
never
after you,
know
hold on, Alicia, hold on,
how.
Alicia, but after you, then Cynthia, you go ahead because I heard you had a question, but it's in chat. So somebody watch the chats for me and see who's next and let me know. Everybody else put your hands up. Okay, go ahead, Alicia.
I never know how to see the recordings.
They'll be posted on our YouTube. This video will go right to our YouTube channel, and sometimes it goes to the ministry's channel and goes down into the blogs and all that. You'll see the post right online. But all you gotta do is call or hit that email. We got you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Alicia. Okay, Cynthia, I believe you say Cynthia was next.
Okay, so I have a question. I know, sometimes we look at neighborhoods and we found a house we like, we found the country property we like, but you could buy something like that and not know who your neighbors are. For instance, I live in Tennessee, some of the country property where I live, I don't know the neighbors, and then I'm a single lady
Yes,
as well. So my fear is that I'm going to buy a place and then I have neighbors that I don't know about or they don't
Stop right
want me there.
Stop right there. You're still talking. You're still talking. Stop right there. Back up.
Okay.
Your fear? Where did you get that at? You bought that at one of the big box stores?
Half
Yes, ma'am.
off.
God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. My wife is here. She's in the next room. She
Okay.
will tell you that what my wife said this one thing first time. She only said it once. She didn't say it again. When we first stepped, my wife was born in the city, been a city girl all her life. She didn't want to go to the country. When my
Okay.
wife stepped out and she saw me going out to, first of all, I went to a gun show. She said, "Black people go to gun shows." But then she said this. She was worried about white folks in the country. And because she said, when we first met, she didn't want nothing to do with the country. When we started going to these white folks and she found out, see how welcoming they was for us to come onto their land, we literally just walked up to people and saying, "Hey, you know anybody got any land for sale?" We literally started out doing that, literally.
Okay.
But then when we started buying land, my sister, white people, and I'm not being racist, I'm just telling you factual, because we worried about a lot of white people when you move to the country. These people started showing up on our land immediately, blessing us, bringing
Oh,
us
wow.
water, bringing us
That's great.
equipment, bringing us help. Now, guess what? We did that once, it happened there. We did it twice, it happened there. We did it a third time, it happened again.
Okay.
I just had today, the gentleman showed up, or yesterday he showed up. He said, "You're going to be here for a while?" He said, "I can cut that for you."
Oh, wow.
Came back today with a bigger tractor. But I asked him yesterday, what could I pay? "Oh, no, you don't have to pay me anything." And came back today. We talked Bible. We talked scripture. He got the big tractor. He cut everything. We just sat there taking it easy. I said, I got what I'm paying you. Nothing. "Oh, no, don't give me nothing." I gave him one of my books. So don't have that fear, sister. Go into there with God is putting people there to take care of you. All you got to do is be obedient. Okay?
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. God bless you. Victoria.
Yeah, hello.
Hello,
I thought you were
Victoria.
gonna take Cynthia.
I'm sorry, Cynthia. Cynthia. I'm sorry, Cynthia, please speak.
Already did. Unless there's
So,
another Cynthia. Maybe there's another Cynthia.
see, Victoria, how you get me in trouble? See, Victoria?
No, I just want to make sure she
No,
was taken
thank you.
care
You're
of.
awesome. You're awesome.
So
Go ahead, my
I
sister.
will be reaching out for consultation. I'm connecting with Devontae and yeah. So I have the phone number. I'll reach out
Yes,
to you
ma'am.
guys. So yeah, I don't. Well, I do have a fear, but I think I've been doing what I was supposed to have been doing. I have
Sure.
property since 2020. My issue has been finding resources to work the land to get it to a point where I can move onto it. So I have all the steps in place. I just need access to people who can help me, who I can pay, right,
Yes, ma'am.
to start doing some of this work. So, but I'm definitely looking. I'm going to reach out to you guys for the consult because I need help figuring out how to create income, right? How to, yeah. So I'm
got you.
definitely looking out and
We
looking
got
forward
you.
to reaching. Yeah.
Two things. Two things is there's lots of grants available for you to hire people to work your land, and the grants pay the people. You're paying them through the grant. They don't know where that money came from. They don't know if it came out your pocket or whatever. They know you writing the check. There's grants available for that. And what the people are doing, the food that they're growing, you market that and sell that and make more money. That's money you can use. So the grant gives you, say, just as an example, $10,000. Okay, $200 for a pound of tomato seeds, and that covers an acre or 2 acres or what have you. You hiring somebody to work that, they're making money from the grant. Once you haul that in, now you go sell that. You got money literally that you can continue to pay their salary, get your land ready for the next year, buy off your house, pay this off, pay off that, and all kinds of things. So that's why I'm giving you these resources, because they're going to give you money to hire people. Now, granted, those people you hire are not SDA and all that. We want to have our own people around us, but at the same time, you're going to be able to hire people that's got equipment, all kinds of stuff, and they just simply come to work and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? So look out for that. Don't sleep these grants and this information that's out here. Trust me, that's going to benefit you in a very nice way. Okay. So do that. Okay. And the second thing is God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. And when she was talking about neighbors, you can move to the prettiest neighborhood in the world and have some of the mean neighbors. They'd be white, black, green, or gray. Just cast your cares to God. He got you already because he told us to do this thing that we're doing, to move where we're going. Okay. Okay. Give me just a second there. Do pod companies transport across the country? Yes, pod questions do transport across the country. That's a question just came into me. Pods do transfer across the country. If you're on the highway, you will see them on the back of trucks, those pods. Once they get 4 pods, they put them all together, say they all going to California, they know where that destination is going, and your pod will be there. And you'll give them a date when you want it to arrive, and they'll have it there for you. Okay, another question?
Will banks finance container homes? And can you insure them?
Will banks finance container homes, and can you insure them? A bank will finance it if it's stable and secured to the ground, right? And you got all your resources in place, your wells and all that, but I can't tell you how much they'll finance it for. They're not going to finance you to build it. They're not going to finance you to build it. They may finance you to if it's established, if somebody already has it set up with all the resources there. Does that make sense? So in other words, it needs to be stable, anchored to the ground, already have the well, the electric, the sewer, the septic, everything already has to be in place. And somebody's telling you want to buy it. Go to the bank comes out and say, okay, yeah, there is X amount of value here, bam, and they'll take care of it. Another question, hold on. Brother Matthew got a testimony. Okay, Brother Matthew, let's do your testimony. Then I'm gonna go to Candace and then Marie. Brother Matthew, are you there? Okay, Brother Matthew, if you're not there, then hold. Let's go to, oh, go ahead. Can you unmute? Is Brother Matthew there? Anybody see him? If not, let's go to Candace. Candace, let's go to you first.
You talking about me, Brother Kevin?
Yes, yes. Do you have a testimony? Was that you, Matthew?
No, that wasn't me.
There's another Matthew that has a testimony.
Matthew in the chat said you and Jason blessed him.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So Matthew said that there's another Matthew, not you, Matthew, not Chicago, Matthew. Another brother, Matthew, just his testimony was that he was blessed by myself and Brother Jason. Yeah, Brother Jason is awesome. He has a lot of insight. Brother Matthew, I thank you for that. I hope we be a blessing for you. I want you guys to, my prayer, honestly, my prayer is that God give me insight and real information that people can use. And I need you guys to use this. Everybody's about after money. Unless you need to get me to sit down with you, this information is free. Now, if you want to consult, book a consulting with us, by all means do so. And our prices are so cheap. But as you see, we're giving you this resource of these informations. Okay. So thank you, Brother Matthew. I'm glad to be a blessing for you. You guys are a blessing for me because you're here. And I'm just grateful. Okay. So Candace. I see Candace, Marie, then our brother Chris Briss.
Okay, Brother Kevin. Let's say you move into a country land out of Wisconsin because they have a lot of trees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what do you do about animal deterrents like bears?
Good question. First of all, bears don't like people. Bears don't really hang around people. You know, when you see that in Alaska, because Alaska's encroaching on their land, basically like that. But there's enough land for bears to hang out on their own. And then trees. When I bought a property for 10 grand that we sold for 65 grand. When I bought that property, it was full of trees because nobody ever lived on it. Our neighbor came over, God blessed us with a neighbor. We was talking about the people when she talked about neighbors here. We're talking about the people. He showed up and he had his own tractor. He's an old guy, but his dad bought him a tractor way back in the day. And, you know, he bought this tractor in and he pushed them trees down and cleared our land and made it look beautiful so we can set the mobile home and everything right there. Awesome neighbors. And then we had a history in that area of bears coming down the road. And I still remember at 1:34 in the morning, I literally heard something going, and he was dragging something. And I knew that in the sound. And we weren't that far off the road in our camper. And then come find out I had 3 deer that would always meet me there when we come into the road. And the mama deer was gone. The bear got it. But if you don't keep, then we heard something fall over. This gentleman had this big like garbage can at the edge of his driveway, the entrance to his driveway that they have behind the grocery stores, those big double cans. And he had chains on it. The bear literally knocked that over. If you don't, you can't keep your stuff chained up. And don't keep it near your home. That's the only issue. We got woods forestry out here right now. Matter of fact, I was just texting the guy today saying I need over 50 trees taken down. Because now we're going to use them because we're going to use them for firewood and to build the extension onto our home. And then in the front of my home, the original people that had this back in the 30s and 40s, planted these tall trees that they use for telephone poles. I got tons of those. They did them in a beautiful row. They're just beautiful. But 8 to 10 of those got to come down because they're so tall and they're leaning toward the home. So no matter, something happens, I don't want them to fall on the home. My children be in danger. There are people that buys the wood. Or depends on what type of wood it is. They buy the wood, and then you can use the wood you have it milled right on your land and store up your own wood. So in your shed, you're going to put up this wood after it's been milled. You got your own lumber right there. Don't worry about the bears. You open it up, keep your area clean. Don't just throw food out in the garbage can. Have a particular area that it go to, and get rid of your compost, and you're good to go with the animals.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let me do this other chat. Then I'll get right back to you, my sister.
In the chat, I lost it.
Okay, somebody in the chat posted that you have property. We lost that name. Put that back in the chat and let's talk about that property you got so we can match that up with someone. Okay, who's next? Marie, was it you that's next?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Hey.
We're a family of 3 and we've been looking for property since January.
Okay.
And we're pre-approved for the loan. We have the down payment and it's so difficult because we're looking in Georgia or North Carolina, and it's hard to retain a real estate agent because we're looking anywhere that meets the criteria of what we're looking for.
Right.
Whenever we find a house that meets the criteria, in a day or two, it's pending. The property
Yeah.
is gone.
That's your
And
fault.
how comes?
Because you're moving too slow. I'm picking on you. I'm gonna pick. I pick on everybody. Fight a baby. No,
I mean,
you really,
property comes up.
you. It is a buyer's market. It is a buyer's market. Our brother Jason just told you that you really do need to move fast. And I tell people that I said, check realtor.com, check it 3, 4, 5 times a day, because there's properties that come up that's so cheap, but they're gone in 10 minutes. Literally, you can literally go on Century 21, see a property listed, and the next day or the next hour, just like you said, is pending. So get with a person like Jason and have them ding, ding, ding with the MLS list. It'll tell them every time something come up that match your criteria, you can move on it immediately, which is faster. Move on immediately and get out there and look at that property, or have somebody look at that property and
See,
put a
that's
hold on that. Okay?
See, that's the thing. We'll see a property that says coming soon, then we'll contact an agent. And I mean, it got to the point that in May, a perfect property came up, and I contacted an agent. She went out before it came on the market to just survey the area for us. We were on the plane the next day to view the property, and then the property was gone.
I'm so happy you moving to Wisconsin. I don't know what to do. So what I'm
No,
gonna do,
Wisconsin.
I'm gonna make sure they hold it for you. I'm gonna tell them you on the plane. But yeah, that does happen because properties are, again, people are getting to the country. So they're not going to stay. They just aren't. My sister, don't give up. You have to get busy. You have to get busy.
So
This is
basically, I'm
another
asking
sister.
you
Let me
guys.
tell you what another sister did real quick. I'll let you talk, I promise. There's another sister. She flew down to Georgia and stayed at a hotel and spent that week. They may be on here now and spent that week going around looking at property. You may have to do that same thing.
Mm.
It wasn't as expensive as you think to do that. So she stayed down there. Stayed down there a week. If you got a room that's $100 and some bucks a night, there you go. And make sure it has a continental breakfast. Well, we don't eat what they have in a continental breakfast, but
Yeah,
but get down there and look. You really do. Know the
but to
counties
get
you're going to. Go ahead.
you see, it's not. You see, I like that idea, but most properties doesn't have all that I need, like the well, the septic, the fireplace, which
Can
are
you book
just
me as a
basic.
consultant? Can you book me as a consultant? I'll find the property you need.
Yeah, but that's just Georgia. I need Georgia and North Carolina.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Mm.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, and
Think about it.
hold it.
But
Don't
think.
let anybody else look at it. Just hold it. And
Yeah, you better let me know. Okay, let's go with Marie, and then I got another chat, I believe. Yes, ma'am. What you got?
You get a construction.
How do you get a construction loan? Easy. You own a property, right? If the property's paid for, is above water, all those kinds of things, you just simply go to the bank and apply for a construction loan. What they then do is send out an appraiser to take a look at the property, and they see what needs to be done. But you need to then you need to get an estimate on what it costs from a contractor to get the work done that you want done. Okay. If you're building this house from the ground up, or if the house is already there, you're going to re-gut it, or you're going to add this, that, and the other, tear out all the rooms, put all new rooms, get all full estimates on those. And then the bank sends an appraiser out to appraise the value of the house before that's done, and then after that's done. And you give them those numbers from your appraiser, and then they run that through the line and they approve you for your construction loan. So you just simply you find out what you want to do and get to the bank and make it happen. There you go. Matter of fact, we're doing that right now as well. We're doing that in addition to what else we got going on, because our house is we're working on getting some things done. So yep, you just get all your appraisals in order, from all your proposals in order, I should say, for a carpenter that you bought in, or electrician, or a drywaller, or HVAC, heating, air. Get all that in, get it to the bank. Look, I want to apply for a construction loan. Bam, and they take it from there. Okay. There you go, Marie. Then brother Chris. Well, Marie, did you go already? I think Marie went. Chris, your turn. Chris Briss.
Good evening, Kevin.
Good
I
evening,
had
brother
two
Chris.
things. I had two, but I forgot one. But as I was listening to you in the beginning and tying up your ends in the city, I wanted to share something with a common mistake a lot of people make. They have storages
Yes, sir.
and they paying thousands of dollars a year for
Yes, sir.
their storage. My
Yes, sir.
brother, for instance, I got to go clean out his storage. He got water storage from somebody, put it on his credit card, and he been paying $300 every month. And guess what? When we went there, nothing in the storage is salvageable.
Oh my goodness, yeah, because moisture will build up in the storage and it'll ruin your stuff. And then also, Chris, you need to consider what you have in storage. Is it worth being in there for 2,
Is it
3
worth it?
years? Is it
I
worth
did,
being in there for 2 or 3 years? Get rid of it, sell it.
yeah, I did one customer spend over $100,000 in storage.
Yes, it can happen
And
so
then when
easily.
we went, yeah, and when we went, we had to get rid of everything. So if you have stuff in storage, consider the stuff you have in storage. Is it worth it? Because the money you're spending in storage, you could replace it in no time.
That's valuable information. Thank you. Yeah,
That's
we
what I
just
wanted to share.
thank you. That's valuable information, Brother Chris. And I know for a fact because we had 3 storages in one part of Wisconsin, and then the people bought our house. They said we'll buy it at the price. They didn't want a home inspection. They said, "Can you be out in 30 days?" That gave us another 3 storage units. So it took us a while. We went in empty because we had 6 storage units. Technically, we had 7 because we acquired a new storage unit here in the area we're in now. So I went and emptied those 3 storage units I had in the old Philip in Trigo area and got those all downsized, got rid of stuff and condensed those down. And now I still have 3 storage units down in where we sold the home that I got to get way up here 4 hours away. So yeah, it costs you money and you have to weigh that compared to what you have in there. So if these storage units are $100 a month times 3, and then times a year, 2 years, you do the math. Is what's in there worth it? Just sell it and buy you something new. You're downsizing anyway. So get stuff out of storage and let it go. And another young lady, real quick, who was on here, had stuff in storage and she went to it. It was all molded, mildewed, and ruined. So yeah, you're paying money for nothing. Thank you, brother. All right. So that was Chris. That was Marie. And then Matthew, your hand is up next. Give me just 1 second, Matthew. What was your question, ma'am? Okay, Sherlyn Booth, you got a property for sale. Go ahead and put that in the email so we can list that. Sherlyn Booth, you have a property that you're selling. Go ahead and send that in the email or an email at info@therearepeople.org, info@therearepeople.org, THEREAREPEOPLE.org, and we'll get that listed for you. We'll put it in the chat so everybody can see that. If you all got property for sale, let us know. Like the one sister was asking, should you contact the company? What about the companies that buy your property? Don't do that. No. Put it up, let our brothers and sisters see it. Even if it's in the city. Even if it's in the city, for some of us, that's an investment property because I would buy city properties today, but only to flip them, not to live in them, to flip them. Because you can get it for X amount of dollars. You're buying it above water, of course, not in debt with it. You're buying it and people are buying property. It's a buyer's market. So I would buy a property in the city to flip it. So list that and let us see what that property is. Maybe a brother or sister here can see that opportunity and then they have another source of income. So yeah, list it, let our brothers know about it. Okay. I still see Marie's hand up, Chris Britt's hand up, and Matthew up. If everybody spoke, Matthew, I don't think we heard from you.
Hey, good evening, good night, everyone. Yeah, I just want to take the opportunity to come on here to give my greatest gratitude and thanks to God for the blessings that He has bestowed on me through this platform and the other persons who know themselves. I have been very grateful. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, I came on here requesting assistance regarding ministry and all of that. And of course, personal help, which God has opened doors greater than I had expected. And I think it would have been very prudent for me to do the same, to come on here also to give God thanks, because this is a platform I use as well in asking for said help. Brother Fuller, I really and truly appreciate you. God has been using you through this ministry. And I mean, I've even said to you before I even received any help that you are genuine, and many persons need to know that God is working through this ministry and many persons are getting help. And so for the persons who are listening that is still pending in terms of help, God will open the door. All is not fully completed yet because God's work does not stop until He comes. And so to Sister Deborah Smith, Brother Jason, and all the persons who chimed in as it relates to Devontae and Brother Fuller, prayers, help, and all of that. I appreciate it. And of course, Brother Fuller, if you know anyone who do have the books in Spanish, I know Pastor Enriquez may have some tracks or something. I don't know anyone, because that is my main need, because, you know, I am in Panama and it's Spanish-speaking country. So the persons need to know that. I sent you some videos, but Sister Nicole is as well. Thank God for her. Absolutely. She told me that you are very swamped with messages, but I did send many videos to you as it relates to the work that I've been doing after such help, and it's a lot. And the harvest is plentiful here as it relates to knowledge that people need to know. So people, let's keep praying for each other. Latin America really needs to know the Lord. Country living is literally, nobody knows what that is here. And I am really and truly grateful that I was able to help many persons who are in need physically and also spiritually. I've printed many tracks, hundreds of tracks, and flyers are going up on the light posts displaying that Jesus is coming soon and the mark of the beast is Sunday worship by law, and that's all in Spanish. And of course, I'm giving them scripture reference and also spirit of prophecy. So God be praised, and we continue to protest.
You're awesome, brother. I'm glad you were blessed by that. And we're just looking to help our brothers. And it was a lot of this, that, and the other about this situation. Our brother is working. He's there. And I appreciate everybody that stood behind him and backed him and supported him, because sometimes you get weary. You know, it's kind of heavy, you know, the burdens that we take on. But remember, Christ carried the weight of the world. So hang in there. I'm glad you did. And it's paying off for you. And God has a job for you. Go to our website. For those of you, we do this on our own as brothers and sisters. We're not, you know, we got books in our store. A lot of stuff in our store is free, but get the books and things that we have. That's how we're supported. We're getting the app back up soon. A lot of things we just do off any funds we come up with. So you don't hear, you don't see us, you know, asking for monies or anything like that, because that's not what God didn't put us in that kind of ministry. So we do consult. We do help you out with what you need. We do have services that we service, that we have, that we can offer. So support the team. So we just want to thank you, Brother Matthew, and all the people that's here. Special tribute to Exodus to the Journey. They got an event coming up. Save to Serve had an awesome, super duper a praise service we had down in Beaufort, Georgia, a revival that was so inspiring. It just encouraged me so much to, and it confirmed, and our team knows this, because all the team got together, but it confirmed. Mute yourself. Somebody's talking there. I'll bite you. But it just confirmed that, you know, this ministry is godly called, if that makes sense. Because what we're doing, we want to help God's people get to the country. So with these resources we give you, not saying, hey, give me this, give me that. No, take these resources. Now, if you don't do anything, if you don't get up, if you don't obey, if you're not obedient, don't say what God ain't doing, because he done told us and talked to us, and Ellen G. White, Pastor Enriquez, and I'm telling our team, we're telling you, get busy, people. We have resources through the grace of God. Use those, and let's help our other brothers and sisters. So thank you.
Do you have any Spanish books, though, my brother?
I don't currently have any Spanish books. I got a book that I'm writing that's also translated into different languages. I'll get those to you. I'll work out something there with you. I'll tell you about that.
All right.
Okay.
Blessings, everyone.
If anybody got anything from Ellen G. White, anything in Spanish, invoke, or know how to get anything in Spanish, match up with our brother Matthew. He's in Panama. He needs that literature there like yesterday. He's on a mission. He's pretty much alone there, and there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people there, and he needs the help. Okay?
Amen.
Anybody else? God bless you. Thank you, my brother. Anybody else, anything? Okay, take your time. I want to hear from our team. Anybody got any? I'm sorry, go ahead. Somebody was talking. Oh, Exodus to the Journey. Go ahead.
Hey there. I just wanted to share with you, there is Brother Spence of Unstoppable Gardening, and he can help the landowners. You were talking about a growing market, basically the business of making money with their gardening. This is something that you always highlight, the importance of people understanding that their land can become a resource for their income. And Absolutely. So Spencer, do you mind saying like maybe 1 minute of what you share to those people?
Mosquito trying to get me, Spence. The mosquito. Spence, did you send this
And
mosquito
I
over
think
here?
that I don't know if you spoke with him actually, Brother Kevin.
You need to get him on the
Unstoppable
show.
Garden.
I need to get him on this. I need to get him on this show. So can we, Spence? Can we get you on, brother?
Can you get him on?
Yes.
I'm sure there's, yeah, I'm sure
There he is.
we can marry our schedules to be able to do that.
You might have to turn up your sound. I don't know, because they're listening through my speaker. Can you get it?
Hear me all right?
Yeah, we could go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead, brother. Welcome.
You know, I'm sure there's no reason why we couldn't do that.
True. So in 2 Thursdays from now, so 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays. So one Thursday coming up is free. You're free. You don't have to do nothing. But Thursday after that, can we have you on?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, that
I think, Spencer, can you hear him? He's asking about that.
my reception's kind of poor, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not.
Okay.
But,
He,
yeah, we can work out. Hope you can. Sister, hope you can.
yes, he said yes, we could work that out.
Yes, let's do that. Let's get you on. And so Spence, what he does, you go ahead and tell everybody real quick. I think we can all hear you. Tell us what you do. You can assist them with bringing their food to market.
Yeah, what we do, our work is to just assist people in how to grow the product to grow their gardens. Anybody that's interested in market gardening or how to make a business out of off the land, we specialize in being able to do that. We have the resources for fertilizers, certified organic fertilizers that are available. We have plant protection gardening tools that we design and make. And as we're coming up for winter, those are outstanding tools. But we're a resource that's available. Just reach out to us.
Okay, how can they reach you? Can we put that in the chat? And then if we can book you for 2 weeks from now, please, put your information in the chat so our team can match up with you. And then we can send out an email blast to let everybody know. And then even send us out some good things that you know that you have that people want to know about, and we can make sure we put together something for you.
So be it. So be it.
Oh, and Brother Fuller, one of the things that's really cool about what they do is many times people are just beginning and they don't often know what steps to take to get going. And one of the things that I love is they're starting to do a beginner's kit. So like the fertilizers that people need to understand and they're most needed to begin that process. So I thought that was really cool about Unstoppable Gardening. And then
beating up a mosquito. Keep going. That's a country mosquito.
Okay. So yeah, unstoppablegardening.com is their website. And then he does speaking, and I've heard some of his presentations that are really good. So definitely want to take notes when you do have him, I guess 2 weeks from now, you said.
Sure. What's the website again?
Unstoppablegardening.com. And he's also going to be at Exodus in the Journey location.
Absolutely.
And of course, you know, I'm trying to hook you and Sister Rita and Sister Kay and Devante
Listen, you know, my sister Kay, she's awesome. I keep when them two show up, the whole place just lights up. We did an event where we met them, and we had something in Marietta, and then we all met in Atlanta for something for the bookstore there for our books. And when I had them two there and my wife, it just lit the place up. It was just outstanding.
Wonderful.
So that's good company to be in. So I'm proud of my brother and sister.
Brother Scott will be there. So it's one of the things that's cool is when you have a master gardener in your vicinity, you totally get to talk specifically about what your need is. And he's just really a great speaker as well. You're going to enjoy him.
So brother, we look for you to be on here in 2 weeks. We got you. We're going to welcome you and you family now. You can't get away. And he's a master gardener. I'm a master eater. I eat for a living. So you got to give me some good insights on with different things we can do with zucchini. I got a ton of that sitting out here now.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. So thank you, my sister, for that.
All right. You're most welcome. Thank you.
How's my sister Carmen? How's Carmen doing?
She's doing good. She's on the phone now getting registration. So anybody that's going, make sure that you go to our website at Exodus in the Journey, and you're going to scroll down and fill out the little form there, and she'll be contacting you soon.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, my sister. All right, I got brother Logan. I got you next.
Hey Kevin, this is my wife. She had a question for you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother Logan's wife.
Hi, how are you?
Never had a bad day. Our God is awesome. We get situations we don't like, but all the days are good.
Yes, amen. So the young man was the I had a resource for the young man that's in Panama. He was asking how he could get books in Spanish, and sometimes when my husband and I go out, we give books to the community, and we have, I don't know what kind of books he wants in particular, but we do like National Sunday Laws in Spanish that we hand out, as well as other books. So if he wants, he can contact me at tlogan@gmail, and I can see about putting him in contact with our publisher here, Remnant Publish. I have to get that information, but if he sends me that information, we can give it to him.
Okay, Brother Matthew. That's Brother Matthew. He's in Panama. So, sister, put your number information in the chat, or private message, Brother Matthew. Brother Matthew, they want to talk to you, brother, about getting you some stuff in Spanish. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister. All right. We got everybody? All right, let me pray and close this up, then we can hang out just a little bit. But let me get our prayer in, and then if anybody got anything else, we'll tarry for a few minutes, as my pastor says. Heavenly Father, God in heaven, we just thank you for this Zoom tonight. Thank you for our guest, God, Brother Jason. Thank you for our guest for 2 weeks from now, for booking us, getting us all booked up, God. We just thank you for all the blessings you bestow on your people. God, you said, feed my sheep, God, feed my lamb. So God, we hope that we've done what you've asked us to do. Just bless everybody here. Bless the word that went out before them, that they'd be utilized, God, and that they be obedient. So we just thank you, and we have special blessings in prayer for those who are sick, God, those who are widowed, those who are shut in, those who are fatherless, God, those who are in need, God, those who are bereaved and grieving right now, God, that you just hug them in your arms, God, and bless them in a special way. So we just thank you until we meet again, that everybody be safe, God, and we just thank you. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. So thank you all so much.
Amen.
I'm going to stop the recording here. God bless you. Let me just stop my recording.
Amen.